Bonjour, this is Kathy Chavers giving you our weekly update here at Boys Fort. Today we have 6 active cases on Boys Fort, and they are in Vermilion and in Net Lake. And we are looking at, of course, the isolation and social distancing, but all the case management and contact tracing has been done with these cases. I just want to give a shout out to our nurses. It's Nurses Week this week, and thank them, especially our community health nurses too, because they're the ones that have been doing the contact tracing. Terry Defoe and Terry Morrison are our contact tracers for Boys Fort. So excellent job, ladies, and keep up the good work and stay safe. With that, we do have vaccines available at our Net Lake and Vermilion clinics. We have the Moderna. We also have the Johnson & Johnson, which is the one shot. We realize there are side effects with that, but we ask that you call the clinic if you want any vaccines in the upcoming weeks or days or whatever. Call the clinic first to set up a date. We are scheduling certain days for vaccinations as we need to have a certain amount of shots given out of each vial, so we want to make sure we don't have to dispose of any shots or vaccines. The other thing I want to mention is probably next week sometime, or soon, they will be announcing that children probably 12 years and older will be able to get the Pfizer vaccine. Right now the clinic is in the process of getting the freezer so they can have the Pfizer vaccine on site, where before we didn't have those capabilities, but there is a freezer that's available both for Net Lake and Vermilion, so we'd be able to keep those vaccines here at Boys Fort. We are coordinating with local agencies such as Northwoods and Cook Scenic Rivers to do possible vaccination of kids in our school at Northwoods, and we'll be getting out more information on that. We're also trying to get information out once a decision's been made by the CDC to have the 12 and over vaccinated, so please watch for that information. We think it's very important that people really consider looking at vaccines, and the reason being is in one of our morning meetings that we had here at Boys Fort, one of the providers mentioned that they do work in the ER on weekends, that they're seeing an uptick in cases in babies. They may be asymptomatic, but it is affecting younger children and even infants. And you know, we really need to think about not ourselves, but the people we live with and the people we're exposed to. And so our young people are scared or maybe don't want the shot. They need to think about their grandmas and grandpas or their sisters and brothers or uncles and aunts or whoever they may be in contact with, because we're finding that a lot of the people are younger people who are getting more exposure. So with that, we do have the vaccines available. Make an appointment, get your vaccine, and be safe. The other thing is we are receiving some funding. We did receive $2.5 million for Indian Health Service. We are receiving little pots of money here and there, but we haven't received any large funding yet from the American Rescue Plan, sorry. So we're still waiting on that, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll know, maybe next week, but I don't want to say that for sure. We're still coming up with ideas on what to use the money for and projects, so we are working diligently on that. We still have our food shelf available on Thursdays here in Net Lake in the afternoon, so please, everybody, access that because it's there for everybody. There is an application process. It's just been a little different than the food distributions that are happening with AEOA, where we get those boxes of food that are just either through drive-up or delivered to our elders. The other thing I want to mention, you know, spring is here, but you can't tell by the weather because it's been so cold, but we've had a lot of comments about the reservation and how, you know, our yards need to be picked up. We have a lot of junk cars again, and so community cleanup is going to happen. We don't really have the date specific yet. We are going to be posting for people to work with our community cleanup in Net Lake, Vermilion, Indian Point, and Palmquist. So watch for that. We need workers, and please be diligent and help clean the community. I know that there are some community members that are trying to get together to clean the community, which I think is a wonderful idea, and some incentives, and trying to get back to that community pride. And that's what we need to do to take care of our people and our communities. There may be some elders out there that aren't able to clean their yards, and we should just take it upon ourselves and not have to be asked, because out of respect for our elders. That's what we should do as a people. And so I did have the opportunity this week to talk to the Ely 9th grade class regarding the difference between tribal and state governments. I want to thank Matthew Cup, the teacher at the Ely High School, for allowing me to come in and speak to his class. Education is keen, especially when it comes to young people and educating them on tribes, tribal members, where the tribes came from, how we got here, things that were done to us in the past and why we are the way we are today with our governments and our programs and services. So it was very informational, and Chimigwich to Matthew Cuck and his class, they were really respectful and asked a lot of great questions. With that, I also want to mention that this week we put in a request for Governor Walz to come up with Lieutenant Governor Flanagan in September during ricing season to see Net Lake and have a traditional feast with us. We will let you know once we hear when that visit will be, but we're hoping that it'll be mid-September and that he will be able to talk to our tribal members, our elders, our students, and our staff, our government employees, and also have a traditional meal with us, but also experience our ricing harvesting season, because it's just a wonderful time. So with that, that's another reason why we want to clean up the community, because if the governor's coming, we want to make sure that Bois Forte really represents itself in the way it should, as a wonderful community that is really kept clean and looks very nice and presentable. So the other thing I just want to mention is, of course, the governor did announce, Governor Walz did announce some updates with the masking, and you don't need masking outside now unless you're in a group of over 500, but he hopes to go have the mask mandate lifted by July. But based on that, you know, we want people to get vaccinated. We want people to still wear your mask when you're in with small groups. Inside, you have to wear your masks. Social distance, take care of people, get tested if you feel you have symptoms, because there are individuals, some slight numbers, that do get even though they had the vaccine, they are positive. So you may also get it, but it won't be to the extent that where it will kill you, I don't want to say kill you, but where it'll really make a impact on your health, let's put it that way. You know, it won't be as severe if you have your vaccine and do get the virus, so that's why it's really important to get the virus. So with that, I just want to say, Chimigwich, everybody, be safe, have a good week, happy Mother's Day to everybody, and have a good day. And this may come out after Mother's Day, I'm not sure when, but please be safe and think of others also. Thank you.